I'm Dustin, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about step-through e-bikes. Stick around. All right, so today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about step-through e-bikes. Right here I have the simple step-through electric bike by 630. I'm going to use this as an example to just walk you through everything you need to know about step-through electric bikes. Now the step-through frame, it's a very traditional, classic, old-school frame. Step-through frames have been around for a long time. They're very practical, easy to get on and off. Obviously you can slip your foot through and mount and dismount the bike very easy. It makes them safe, more safe than a traditional, higher top tube frame because you can get on and off very easily. And when you're stopping, you need to get off, it's very easy to get on and off. So there's a lot to know about step-through e-bikes in particular because not every step-through e-bike is the same. And this is kind of a keyword when you go out there and you're searching for step-through electric bike. What are you looking for? What does it mean? What are the differences? So let me start with a couple of the factors, a couple of things that are different amongst all step-through e-bikes. Number one, not all the step-through heights are going to be the same. Now, seems like a silly thing to point out, but I just want anyone who's researching or out there looking through for a step-through electric bike, it's important to know that the heights are not the same. Now, let me show you. On the simple step-through e-bike, the step-over height is 10.5 inches. But when you're searching for step-through electric bike, how someone classifies a bike as step-through is really up to them. I mean, there's no measurement or anything to determine. So you're going to see a lot of people labeling step-through e-bikes, up to 20, 21, 22 inches, really. Generally, if there's kind of a sloping downward top tube, you could label it a step-through frame. So it's important to know that this is one of the lowest step-through heights you can find on the market at 10.5 inches, and I'll explain to you why. When you have, regardless of the tire size, if it's 16, 20 inch, 24 inch, 26 inch, the pedals and the crank have to be a certain distance off the ground to allow clearance between the pedal at its down position and the ground. If it's too low, when you're turning, that pedal will hit the ground. So this is about the lowest you can get a step-through height to allow for the pedals to still have clearance when you turn. And if you look at this design, typically these pedals are going to match the lowest point on the frame. In this case, we've actually raised it up to bring the frame down lower. Now again, you could go with a 16-inch wheel size, a 20-inch wheel size. That isn't necessarily going to lower this step-through. Maybe you could bring that down a little bit. However, I would argue now it's becoming unsafe because when you turn, those pedals are going to get very close to the ground. They may actually scrape the ground. I've seen it happen on other bikes with other people in different circumstances. So it's important to know how low do you need the step-through on your e-bike. And you could literally just test by how comfortable are you getting your foot off the ground, what's easy or difficult for you. You can see how easy this is truly just a step through. Now you have to raise your foot up a little bit, but it's very easy to get on and off. Now, segueing back to what I just mentioned about tire sizes, on step-through e-bikes, not all tire sizes created equal. There's 16-inch, 20-inch, 24-inch, 26-inch. And it really depends on the tire size that's best for you and the type of riding you're going to do. Something with a 16-inch, 20-inch wheel, it's going to be more difficult to pedal. You're going to have to do a lot of pedal strokes to get that e-bike moving. In this case, with a 26-inch wheel, it's going to be less pedaling. The bike's going to get rolling a lot easier, a lot faster. It's going to be much simpler to ride a 26-inch wheel as a normal bicycle or in the pedal assist mode versus a 16 or 20-inch. Now, it's just important to consider. How are you going to use it? Are you going to actually want to ride it like a bike? Are you going to use the pedal assist more than you're going to use a throttle if it comes with a throttle? Then I'd recommend a bigger tire. Smaller tires would be great if you're going to use more of the throttle. Maybe you're not going to pedal as much. Because in that case, you're not concerned about how much work your legs are getting or how hard or difficult it would be for you to climb hills with littler tires. So it's just really important to consider what's best for you as a rider. Either option, can be great. again, just one of these things you need to know if you're looking for a step-through electric bike. Now, segueing into the electronics of it all is the throttle and pedal assist. It's important that you realize not all step-through e-bikes have a throttle. Some will just be pedal assist only. In addition to that, even the ones that do have throttles, these displays can vary greatly. And so it's important to point that out because some of the less expensive step-through electric bikes, they may not have a display, an actual digital display. It may just tell you, oh, okay, you're in level 1, but you don't know how fast you're going or how far you've gone. So number one, important to consider, do you want a throttle or do you just need pedal assist? I personally like the throttle because it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you don't want to pedal, you want to take a break, and you always have that throttle there as an option to cruise around, to give yourself a break, like I said, maybe on the home stretch. And then you have the pedal assist, which has 5 levels of pedal assist, 1 through 5. Level 5 is going to give you the most assistance. Level 1 is going to give you the least assistance. It's just important for you to try to figure out how you're going to use your electric bike. Is it going to be more pedal assist? Are you going to ride it like a regular bike ever? Or are you going to use the throttle at all? Totally up to you. Also, important to consider the display. Do you want to know how fast you're going? Do you want to know how much battery life you have left? Do you want to see it in a digital readout, the odometer? Different step-through electric bikes won't have that feature. Even if they have a throttle, they may just have a very simple light indicator. And so on this one, we have the full digital display, tells you the odometer, how fast you're going, all of those important things. But again, just important things you need to know about and to consider when you're looking for a step-through e-bike. Now, moving back to the battery, another element too is the size of the battery. The size of the battery is going to dictate the price of an e-bike more than the size of a motor. This is a 500 watt step-through electric bike, and it has a 10.8 amp hour 48 volt battery. Now, as the battery size goes bigger, again, price of the bike goes up. The smaller, usually down. Motor size jumping from a 500 watt to a 750 watt, it's not going to affect the price or shouldn't in the marketplace as much as the battery size because the lithium ion cells and things like that, that's where the real cost is right now in the e-bike. So it's important for you to find and to know or get a sense. Now, you may not obviously know because if you're new to electric bikes, you don't know how far you're going to ride. You don't know what you're going to be capable of now that you have a battery and assist. And I see that with a lot of people. They get on e-bikes and all of a sudden, they're covering more ground than they've ever covered. So it's hard to realize, on your first e-bike how you may or may not use it. But, there's a balance between cost and the battery size. So the larger the battery, the more expensive the e-bike will be. Typically with this size battery, you're going to get a range in pedal assist mode anywhere from 20 to 50 miles. And in full throttle, you're going to go anywhere from, pedal assist is going to be 20 to 50. Throttle is going to be anywhere from 10 to 30. Now, this is another thing you need to know about step-through electric bikes. The range and the top speeds are just ranges because it's very hard to indicate how far you can actually go on a singular charge. A lot of e-bike companies out there, step-through e-bike companies, they're going to tell you the ranges just like I did. And those are my best estimation of how I think your e-bike with this size battery will perform. But there's many factors that actually contribute to the distance that you'll be able to go and the juice you'll be able to get out of your battery on an e-bike ride. Some of those factors, the number one most important factor is really the weight of the rider. If you have a 100-pound rider versus a 200-pound rider, the 100-pound rider is going to get way more distance out of their battery than the 200-pound rider. Also, this number two biggest factor is how you're using the e-bike. Are you primarily riding with throttle, or are you doing pedal assist level 5? Those two are going to drain your battery faster. Now, if you're only in pedal assist level 2, not using the throttle at all, you're going to get more distance. In addition to that, the terrain, the topography is another important factor. Is it bumpy terrain, rocky, grass, pavement, and are you riding uphill or flat ground? If you're riding uphill, you're going to drain the battery a lot faster. Flat ground, you're going to get way more distance. I personally have gotten over 50 miles of range on this on flat ground. Actually, pedal assist, I've gotten over 60 miles. And I've done videos where I've actually gone in full throttle for 20 miles on this e-bike with this size battery. It just depends on how you use it, how efficient you are, and again, the terrain, topography, weight of the rider. In addition to that, last thing I'll point out, everything you need to know about step-through electric bikes. Not all riding positions are created equal. So you can see on our simple step-through, we have a ergonomic riding position. My back is totally upright. My arms are relaxed. I'm not leaning forward at all. It's going to alleviate pain after a ride. It's going to leave your body a lot happier than if you're leaning forward or you have to, put your hands here. So just another important factor when you're out searching for a step-through e-bike, what kind of riding position are you looking for? But number one, really out of all these factors, what is most important to you? Is it motor size, battery size, the riding position, the type of riding you're going to do, whether it be pedal assist or throttle? All factors to consider. I wanted to point out today all these different elements that exist in step-through e-bikes so you can make the best decision for you. So I covered a lot of ground. If you have any additional questions, please comment below or email us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. And you can find this simple step-through electric bike on our website, sixthreezero.com. Now, if you don't know what e-bike is right for you, take our proprietary body fit quiz on our website, answer a few questions about your body and your life. Only takes a few minutes, and we'll recommend the perfect e-bike for you. In addition to that, we have a test ride your e-bike policy for 30 days. If you don't love your e-bike in the first 30 days, send it back. No questions asked, no money out of your pocket. Also, before you purchase, download our app and join our Facebook Peddlers group. Great places to connect with existing 630 riders in advance of purchase. You can ask questions, see how they ride their bike, see how many miles they're logging on their e-bike. Then after you have your 630 e-bike, join the groups, track your miles on the app, compete on the leaderboard, and also make tons of friends. It is a lot of fun. So thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.